Good morning, this is Cody Hendrickson, and today we're going to be learning how you can customize your Java pop-up class to do even more features for you. We're going to do a quick little project overview by looking at the data members we need to do to make that happen. We're going to be using an image and a string array to do our pop-up advancements, or how to add an image to a pop-up, and how to do drop-down options. So let's go ahead and take a look at that really quick, see what the code we have to do to make that happen. I'm inside my pop-up class for my recursion project we've been using to do some demos on that. And so all we have to do to make a pop-up a little bit more advanced, a little more customized, is we just have to add a couple features to it. So we're going to look at how we can add an icon and how we can have a multi-drop-down option section for it. As you can see inside my pop-up class, I added an image icon data member called icon, I know, amazing name, and a string array called options. Inside my constructor, I initialize my icon using the new image icon. I pass it the get class.getResource, and right here I pass the path to where the picture is. Now I just put this right here inside my Eclipse project, inside the same package, recur.view, and so I have my image of miniocto.png. And if you want to have that inside an images folder, if you're doing a more advanced project, it'd be a great way to do that. But you just have to use the get class.getResource, passing a string parameter with using a slash, and then the package structure, and then the file name at the end of that. Of course, make sure you catch that extension so you can load that image icon on there. You then make an array on there. In this case, I do a string array. It has 6 options on there. And so I have recursive Fibonacci, math Fibonacci, Fibonacci memoization, void recursion of strings, and return type recursion of strings, and then exit in all caps. Yeah, I know. So to make the thing, we use our standard regular display message and our ask question methods, but we're going to use a little bit different approach for that. The way we're going to do that is we have the joption_pane.showMessage dialog as normal. Now, if you're having a more advanced project, instead of having null as a parameter, you'd have a reference to the JFrame instance of where that class is working, so it can center on the window as always. But because this is just a quick demo, I just use null as a parameter for that. The second parameter is the text you want to display right there inside the pop-up window. The third parameter is the title for that window. We then need to say what kind of window we're using, and so that's where joption_pane.information message is. And then our last parameter, we just pass it that icon. So we can have a cute little icon showing with all of our pop-ups rather than simply just the default icon that Java supplies to it. Now, Java supplied icons are great and all, but when we have customized, it's even better. So we then have our ask question. Now you'll notice what I'm doing right here. I have string result equals empty quotes plus that. This guarantees that when I do this, I'm not going to have any random null pointer exceptions, because that empty quotes right there is an automatic string object, so I just concatenate on that. So if they accidentally click cancel or the red X button on that J option pop-up window, we don't have to worry at all about having a null pointer exception, because we have a valid object of a blank string right there. Boom, we're good. Might have the word null in there, but that's still better than nothing. We're still going to use the joption_pane show input dialog. We still have that null parameter right there. It's question right here is that first parameter. Again, a title for the pop-up window. That's a question message because we're asking a question. And then we're going to use a icon as the next parameter on there, and then 2 null parameters because there's nothing else on there. We're just doing a default question. And we return that result. And then when we want to use the option structure, it's going to be the same thing. But instead of having null parameters, we pass it the array and the first option in there. So we can choose, that's the one we want to show as the first question we want to do. So option sub-0. So we can have a joption_pane with this. We can have it so we can have either 2 null parameters, so just a regular input message dialog, or having an array and the first object of that array so we can have that selected. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and make it run so we can see what happens. As you can see, I have my cute little OctoKitty guy right here. It's amazing. My OctoKitty, cute little spiky hair, holding a computer. We have an option right here. And I have recursive Fibonacci. I have my math Fibonacci. I have that lovely array value right here. And I can pick on something right here. If I pick the void recursion and I hit OK, it's going to take a parameter on that. It's going to put together, and using pop-ups, it recursively does that solution. And we go back to the solution right here. I'm going to go ahead and choose the math Fibonacci. OK, no big deal. Recursive Fibonacci takes me to that, 10, 8, 9, and we're good. The fib of 10 is 89. Repeat that process again until I'm done. And I just have this in a lovely while loop. And if I choose the exit option right here, OK, and the project is done. I'm out of there. So let's take a look at the code to make that happen as well. So I go to the recursion controller, and as you can see right here, I have my quick little advanced demo pop-up method. And so I initialize my loop with a value that would make it so it won't crash, as long as that value is not ignore case exit. So just using regular string choice right there. I assign the value of choice to whatever that choose option method is from the pop-up window class. If it has this, the recursive Fibonacci, I'd do the 10 value. If it was void, I did the work with strings method using pop-ups. And I could pass it even more values right there. And so this is a way I can have a much more advanced and cool looking and customized pop-up class. So I can do some cool stuff with that. And again, all you have to do to make that advanced pop-up class happen is you have to add an image icon. You pass a string path to that file right there using the get class, get resource. You put it in the same package as where you're working with, makes it good to go. Give an array of options of strings you can use for that. You load that in as an input message dialog. Create a string array of options. Load that up as the parameter inside a show input dialog as the second to last option. The last option is which parameter do you want to have be the first question shown. I use the 0th value by default, but you could use any one of them, or you could even give it just a string value, like, hey, pick an answer. And so you can use that to make the decision based on that. And so that's how you can do a much more customized option using JOptionPane and a better pop-up class. And again, the only change you'd have to make if you're doing it with a more advanced project is replace the null parameter with the frame class you're working with, and we're good to go. Thanks again. Have a great day.